Hey everybody, welcome to the commentary for Blake Mikasa. I'm Joshua Kazemi, I directed this episode, and I'm here with this incredible cast and crew that should introduce themselves. Let's start with Chad.
I like that. You're way more flattering than Ben with the intros.
Well,
Hey, I'm Chad, I play Boomstick.
I'm Ben, the Incredible Ben, voice of the Incredible Wizard.
And I'm Billy Burson, the even more incredible ringmaster. Is that right? No.
Yeah,
Sure.
Viz post lead for this fight.
making this fight look incredible. I can't wait to talk about it.
This is my first time seeing the fight, so I'm very excited.
Oh my gosh, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the people getting to see this.
It's a gorgeous fight. I was really excited to work on this episode just in general because the first script I wrote for Death Battle was Weiss Mitsuru. I co-wrote that with Sam. So to keep the trend going and get to work on a Ruby episode again was really fun.
Yeah, you got a theme going on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of the thing we do every year. We got to have our Rooster Teeth rep, and this is the third Ruby Girl we've done, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also known as the damned if you do, damned if you don't fight. Where if a Ruby character wins, like, of course, because you guys are owned by Rooster Teeth, and then you're biased. Or if they lose, it's, you're just doing that to hide your bias. So,
How long for doing the show for 10 years? How long did you think it took you guys to really come to terms with stuff like that you were never gonna please everyone?
Oh, pretty quick.
Just from the sheer volume.
Wow. I was going to say that's a heavy question, but sure. Okay, yeah, pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, we learned. I can tell you, is the Mario versus Sonic episode was the one for sure where I realized it was like, oh, there's literally no winning this.
Yeah.
Because we were always known, Screw Attack was always known as Nintendo fanboys. If we got anything, it was, oh, they're just Nintendo fanboys. If you dunked on anything Sega, right? And then the second that episode came out, some of the top comments were just well, of course Sonic wins because Screw Attack's Sega fanboys. And I was like, oh my god.
Reggie stopped shining the
Instantly
checks.
rebranded.
Yeah, it's just oh, there is no winning this ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think I think it's great the way we do it. Obviously, it's just what does the research say, And that's kind of what wins out overall every time. If we cared at all about how upset people were gonna get, I think it would make the show so much worse.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
And there'd be a lot of different results.
Yeah, and that was always a big thing. Even back then, when reactions were still very new and early, we had locked in on this idea that it doesn't matter if people think we're fanboys or whatever. We're here to figure out the result based on the research. And unfortunately, audience impact or audience what the audience thinks doesn't really play a part in that.
Yeah,
that's why DBX.
That's what my show is for.
Go hang out with
exactly.
Go hang out with Ringmaster for that.
Yeah, come on over here. But also watch this.
That's a great place for you. Oh man, Gerardo did such a great job with this rundown. And one thing I'm so grateful for about Ruby is as a previous editor of Death Battle, we've got so many volumes to comb through, but they also have those sweet stories from Remnant, those visualizations of old exposition of how the world came to be. Great stuff to actually visualize. Usually you have to rack your brain for how you're gonna visualize.
Oh shoot! It's
that.
The comics have already been animated for us.
It's amazing.
Yep.
I forgot about this.
And Ruby Chibi. Man, it's been a while since I've seen Ruby Chibi.
Oh yeah.
A few whizzes now.
Oh yeah, the Wiz clones.
Yep.
Get ready, Chad, for Wiz vs. Boomstick.
I know.
There's 50
We're just
whizzes
building it
running
up.
around.
Dang. You gotta start ad-libbing some stuff, Chad.
I have.
Add more feet.
Oh, he's been doing it for way too long.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a lot longer than Ben has.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh man, it's been so long since I've seen some of this Ruby footage, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck Adam. There you go.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
On board
Well, I
there.
gotta get at least one of those in there.
Yeah, you got it. Guys,
People seem to really like the Ginger Kylo Ren line in this. I think that's a pretty good comp.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
I hadn't heard that line yet, but I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Dude, this scene right here is so good, so important to your character.
Yep.
But the fact Like, I know they double stabbed him, but then, like, the fact that he fell off something, then everyone was like, he's coming back. And, like,
I did a bunch of those scenes, and I mentioned that to them there too. I was like, can I just make his corpse float to the top like a fucking goldfish? I'm sorry,
Yep.
Justin.
yeah, because you were working on it.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah, I was doing Ruby Rewind, and oh man, yeah, so many comments. So, just like, he's not actually dead because we didn't see it. And it's like, I mean, you saw him get real stabbed.
It's okay. He's gonna come back as part robot later.
Yeah.
He's cyborg.
With
I
spider
joked around,
legs
we
for some reason.
should have done the scene from Lord of the Rings extended edition where Saruman falls off the tower, gets impaled by a water wheel, and then spins around and gets first stabbed, falls off a tower, gets impaled, and then the water wheel spins around and drowns him. So like, you really give him all the deaths there.
That Hobbit scene, or that what is it called? Hobbiton scene is definitely not happening in this movie, guys.
Yeah, but we've had that conversation.
Yeah, well, okay, Josh, you had mentioned, like, starting off the death battle, I guess, writing a career beyond editing, with a Ruby character. What was, I guess, the difference this time around? You weren't just writing it, you were, like, part of the entire process as the director, with one of Rooster Teeth's premier characters.
Yeah.
Did that feel different from like a normal death battle for you, or more the same?
I think it would have been like this really intense pressure had it not been the fact that we were going to work with a lot of internal people and have like those internal resources. Like we know how Blake sounds, we know how she's animated, we know how she looks, so that all that stuff like really helped. Like Billy was such an incredible resource during this episode.
Yep.
To like lean on him and his knowledge was. I don't know how we would have done it without.
The moment
that.
I heard we were going to be able to do this, I jumped on it because I was like, I want to make it look as close as possible within Unreal, within the time frame we've got. So we put a bunch of work toward that.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
it really paid off.
And this worked out so well because Attack on Titan literally just ended.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago or something like that?
Yeah. The fact that Death Battle is a show that has like tabs and slates and stuff is like a lifesaver, that we were able to like incorporate a couple of those newer things that didn't change the matchup, but like are just important little details to add. Like we were so happy the research team like never stopped working on this fight, really.
Mm-hmm.
They were just always keeping up with it and making sure what we had was solid all the way through. It was great. That team is awesome.
I don't want to spoil Attack on Titan, but we totally called the ending.
Yeah.
During our research call.
Don't.
Totally
I am not caught up. I have intentionally forgot everything about voicing this episode, and I'm trying to only focus on you guys' voices right now to not hear, because like I really do want to finish.
That's awesome.
Chad, you know that's not how this works. We get spoiled on everything.
Oh, I know.
as a death
I
battle.
know.
We just have to accept it.
Dude, that's why I binged The Boys when we found out we were doing that. I was like, oh no, I
Smart
can't have it
move.
spoiled. Like, I just binged it all.
Yeah.
A little harder to binge
Attack on
read.
Titan. Yeah.
Attack on Titan. There's a lot more to get through.
I don't know. I did all of D. Grayman in a week for Double Talk, so if I can do that, I can do anything.
But you mentioned the researchers were just like keeping up with the manga and making sure you were filled in on everything, essentially.
Yeah. And then we didn't lock these slates and tabs until basically the last moment to make sure that it was as up to date as we could make it. And I really appreciated them for like going the extra mile on that.
For sure. Yeah, it's interesting because like there are so many Death Battle episodes where it's just impossible for us to remain up to date. It's just impossible because these stories continue forever and ever. And you know, who knows? Maybe Attack on Titan will have its own Boruto series, right?
Oh no, it will.
Because
It
it's
will.
gonna
Now
have its own
that
thing.
we did an episode on it, you know, it's gonna be like, give it like a month, and there'll be something new announced.
Yeah. But keeping up to date with something, I don't know if we've ever included a character whose series ended like right before the episode came out, because it's not like we planned this episode. We had a general idea that Attack on Titan would likely end early this year, but we didn't know the exact date.
Yeah.
Right? When we were planning this, because we planned the schedule 6 months ago or something like that,
Yeah,
a while
long time
back.
ago. Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of worked out this way really well. So this is, I don't know, it feels like a very unique situation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've been working on this one for a while. I remember starting early processes of like the script and pre-production like last fall even, I think. So we've been working on this one for a while. And it took a long time, like reviewing this episode took a while because I would get lost in how awesome the Attack on Titan animation is and would have to like rewatch it. And I was like, oh, I wasn't looking for notes.
Oh, I
This is
wasn't
just
doing my
incredible.
job. Yeah.
No.
I got distracted.
Because it's so cool.
Yeah, and I mean one of the kickers with this fight and why it's requested so much is the way that these characters fight.
Yeah.
The way these characters are animated, flying through the air. It's kind of that Spider-Man style of combat, but with swords. So jumping into that, like, what was I guess the main priority for capturing that?
Yeah, it was awesome. Torian and Joe Vick animated this fight, and like really early on, we were all like, it would be so cool to emulate specifically Spider-Verse and animate it on twos because these are two like high wire act fighters, and the script called for them to be really aerial for a lot of it. So it just kind of made sense to kind of try that, which brought up a lot of unique challenges for the post team that you can talk about, Billy.
For sure. I mean, and we're
But
gonna
stuff
see
that we
some
had to
here.
like problem solve and get creative about.
Yeah, because the frame movement of the frames and everything is still full 24 frames per second, so you get these interesting kind of divergences that happen, especially with effects and stuff, which, you know, Spider-Verse had millions and millions of dollars to throw at, and we had 4 people.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We didn't have that for Death Battle?
Oh, no one told me.
You get a lot of cool like
Yeah, don't you remember, Billy? We gave you $3 million.
I lost it. I lost it on the bus.
oops.
But Dave, Christina, and Austin and myself did fantastic. Less myself than
yeah.
that, but
Was
That's
so
so
pleased
cool.
with how this turned out.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
And it's also a gun.
yeah.
So you gotta call it out whenever it happens.
But you get a lot of cool, like, to make up, to compensate for that lack of kind of like frame blur that you would normally get. You get a lot of cool stuff that Christina and Billy came up with, and a lot of cool like speed lines and stuff that Luis and I really loved. We couldn't get enough speed lines, basically. It was very fun.
I mean, it definitely captures a lot of. I mean, Attack on Titan is far from your typical anime, but it definitely has a lot of that anime movement and style to its camera action. I think this definitely helps capture that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music this episode is fantastic. I love
Yeah.
the merger of the two. It's great.
Also, we missed it, but I really love her line. What is it? It's like she's got four sets of ears. She must have 4 times the hearing. I'm glad that stuck around.
Oh yeah,
That's so
loved
funny.
that. And then really highlight it with like the thin, the thin widescreen like Samurai Jack. It was awesome.
There's the cake moment right there. We just passed it.
Love that cake
Oh,
moment.
yeah.
Luis is gonna eat that.
Your only mate eating the cake with the still image. It's pretty great. I just saw that tweet a little bit ago. The clones were kind of tricky to work in, right? The like shadow.
Yeah,
What's it called?
yeah, her shadow clones. I mean, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was
Overshadow,
tricky.
that's what it's
Even if it was just kind of the shadow ones that disappear, that would be hard enough. But the fact that there's an ice one and a fire one, and
Yeah.
getting them to look right, getting them to play well with Unreal was a
Yeah.
challenge.
With a little bit more R&D time, I'm sure we could make them, disappear a little bit more fancy. But Unreal doesn't really like things to just fade away. So
There's just so many elements at play.
I thought it was a big deal to get some line work in this, which we usually don't do because it's kind of a pain in the butt with a real-time engine. But
Oh my god, you guys nailed. That's the first time I've seen that.
Oh my
tweeted.
god.
You guys nailed it.
Brutal.
that's
No.
Christina, all Christina. I made her
Christina, yeah,
do that.
did such a great job.
Hey, now she matches Yang.
They got
Yup.
something else to bond over.
Yeah.
And this was just gruesome.
Oh my god. Well, there you guys have it. We're
Scream
clearly
every
biased.
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little bit of her scarf was such a nice touch. And she fights
She just doesn't even give a
Doesn't
shit about
care,
her arm
no.
getting cut off. Incoming! She's like, I'll just go fight someone. It's like, well, dude, what?
amazing.
She's a trained huntress.
Yeah, cats-
Chad.
Cats always
I
land
know.
on
She's
their
got to
feet.
get to the next job,
Just saying.
including the gigantic monster that's coming onto the city.
Yep. Now if you now Bumblebee has 2 arms between the both of them.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. She gets her own robot arm. It'll be great.
Yeah, perfect.
It's also a gun.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm very curious to see what the Ruby team's reaction was when they're like, we're gonna cut her arm off.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything yet.
Well, we did check in. We did.
Oh, with
we
the
did
script.
Check with
Yeah.
because we did send one of the best things or one of the things we do take advantage of with Ruby characters or Red vs. Blue characters is that we have the writers and lore keepers of the show with us, right? They work with us, so we're able to kind of share the scripts with them and be like, hey, is there anything that we're getting wrong about the characters or whatnot? And so we did put this in front of Carrie, and he was like, yeah, this all seems great. Including the part of the script where Blake gets her arm cut. So, you know.
And that's what's nice about, working with them. It's like everybody here, it's like, there are some creators who be like, no, you can't do that. But they're like, we get it. It's a fictional world. It's fun.
They're always game.
Now though, what if she gets her arm cut off in the actual show?
I know, right?
Hold it.
Who knows?
Curse strikes again.
Man, Josh, excellent job, dude.
Very much.
Yeah, really cool.
This is
And you too, Billy.
your first.
Thank you.
You too, Billy. Is this your first episode of this year, or directed episode?
It
this year,
is.
Billy?
Yes. Yeah. First one of the season.
Okay, yeah, because Liam's had a couple, and then you're jumping in. We got a bunch.
God, I forgot this one was next.
Yes. This matchup.
I
is
love this
so
one.
awesome.
It's gonna be great.
So I'm coming back to direct Iron Fist versus Poe. It's gonna be a really fun episode.
Can't
Hope you
wait.
guys enjoy it.
Thanks for being first, members.
Thanks,
Or
y'all.
watching this on
Bye,
YouTube.
everybody.
Because we do that now.
You're welcome.
It sounded so like dejected. Oh, whatever.
No, I realized I messed up.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'll just
See you on
ignore
the
it.
next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.